It's a nice beverage. Generic greetings! Today's beverage is a nice cup of lemon tea, by the way. In the previous episode of Prison Architect, we managed to get these two cells put in. As you can see, they are pretty much done and dusted, and it looks like the workers have finally completed the pipework, so the radiators are now functioning, which is good. We then managed to get in some patrols where I'd missed stuff out. We added more things inside the canteen, so we got more benches and tables, and generally just progressed on and did quite well. There's been a couple of comments regarding what we've done, but generally it's just saying, yes, that's good, that seems to be working, and or watch out for this, that, and the other. There's been no real request for changes around anything that we've planned, because essentially we're now on to the copy everything over and progress on part of it. We're onto the more managing side of it rather than the building. Although, saying that, we do have to build this, so we'll see how it goes. So this episode, I want to get this workshop up and running, as well as hopefully get enough money for these solitary cells, even though we don't need it, but we do have 30 grand, so we'll see how it goes. So, first things first, let's just go to our materials brick wall, and we'll put in some brick walls either side like so. We do want a couple of other things in as well, which a lot of people have been asking for. Actually, that was one of the comments that I read and pretty much said, yeah, we should really get that sooner rather than later. We just need to go to utilities and then over to phone taps, and we need to put a phone tap in here because we just don't have one. Which you might think, oh, you don't really need one, but when we do have people fighting for no reason whatsoever, or rather we know that they've got traits, but we don't know what they are, it's probably best that we find them out, and the best way to do it, as far as I can tell, is via phone taps. Phone taps generally are the best way because they're non-evasive. You know, you don't have to drag someone into security and rough them up and or you know, have them snitch and stuff. But speaking of snitches, we do have some snitches. You can see there is a supply and demand. There's a high demand for all things here. So weapons, tools, narcotics, and luxuries. Supply for weapons is quite low. Tools is none at all. Narcotics is mediocre, and luxuries is quite high. We can see we've got informants here. We've got Nora, which we could activate. There's no suspicion, so I'm going to activate them and just see if we can find out a couple of traits. We do have some gangs in the prison. As you can see, 3 red gang members, 1 green gang member. No leaders, so that's fine. There's no problem at all. In fact, gang members and such don't really do anything. There's no real issue with them being in the prison, unless there's really a leader. Although saying that, it's not strictly true. What can happen is if there's a fight with one of the gang members, the other ones will happily pitch in and help out and sort of fight. When I say help out, I do mean fight the other prisoners. What I want to do is just turn all of our intake to everything. So I want to take this on because we did receive loads of high risk, mainly for the cash. But we've got 23 high risk, some normal risk, and then some low risk. So we just want to balance that out a little bit. So I'll just let the game balance it out itself. So what we'll do, we'll wait until the phone taps in, which is good, so we can then go to utilities and then to connections, and we do need to connect up a lot of these things, so we'll connect up all of these phones like so. We haven't yet got phones in the center over here. Looks like we've got a bit of violence, and it's probably the same offenders. It looks like it's Adlin Ranger again, and they're fighting over here. Oh my good grief, what's... Yeah, they are dead. Yep, Adlin Ranger, Snitch. They were tough as well. Tough and Snitch. Yep. Well, I did think it might be Snitch in the last episode, but there was other people involved, and I was thinking about putting them in here, but the problem, if I did put them in there and they weren't the Snitch and it was someone else, it would be a big mess on changing and moving them back and forward. I wanted to get as fast as I can I wanted to get the informant in and also get the phone tap put in to see if we can find out what it was, because I knew one of them was probably a Snitch. I didn't think it was just a volatile trait kicking off, but yeah, missed it sadly. Killed for being a Snitch. I tried my best. I know there was comments saying, "Oh, that person was definitely a Snitch," but there wasn't definitive evidence to say that they were the Snitch. It could have been a couple of different people, and I didn't want to go overzealously start slamming everybody in lockup or in cells and things like that. But we'll see how it goes. We'll have to just keep another eye on it. Speaking of keeping an eye on things, we have received some more prisoners, so we'll just go over to our intelligence and then to informants and just check. We don't have any others as far as I can tell. No, that's fine. Still have some unknown traits here. You see there's none traits, but they will start using the... Is that more fighting? No, it's just the metal detector going off. Yeah, they will start using the phone booths, and when they do, we'll obviously listen in on their calls, and then we'll try and hear what they're saying and blah, blah, blah. You can only listen to one call at a time. Still more fighting over here. Why is that? Strong and volatile. It looks like it's just been volatile trait. Actually, that's something that I haven't done. I haven't gone to guard patrols and sorted a guard patrol out in this area. It's starting to get, because of the volatile nature of the prisoners and also the gangs, I think we are starting to see a little bit of a shift towards the more violent side. And more sort of, we get seeing more violent tendencies, especially more things that we can't really plan for, like the volatile traits, where it could for any reason, just for no reason at all, just boot off, which is something that we can't really affect. I mean, let's recruit another informant here. So we can't really affect that. I mean, you can in some ways temper it by putting armed guards around the place, but then you're also tempering a lot of other things, such as the education reform and things like that. We've got prison grading. You see, we've got a reoffending rate of 22%. That's actually terrible. Actually, it's not bad, actually. No, I think that's okay. Prison value is, 3,300. Or 330,000. It's pretty good. Daily profit, a bit. Not too much. Punishment's low, reform's very low, security's medium, and health is going down. So actually, in terms of all of that, we're not that great. But it's not that bad. Could be worse. Could be a lot worse. But, as always, we will try and do the best we can. Let's just add some more power stuff over there. And while I'm over this corner, I will go to solitary cell and spend 3 grand, I believe, on finishing that off, just because it's annoying me there. 19 grand in the kitty, which is hopefully enough to get this workshop pretty much done. Actually, no, it wouldn't be done, nowhere near done, but workshop at least functioning. So we'll start running in some power, because we're going to need it to probably about there. And then we'll run things down. So, we're going to have saws and presses. We've got no forestry in this, so there's no real issue with this filling up with logs or anything. So we need saws and presses. And 18 grand, I think we can get a good couple of rows in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Press. 1, 2, 3, 4. And importantly, perhaps most importantly, still in objects, metal detectors. Because we don't have metal detectors, we're screwed. Because they will happily steal everything and then tunnel out. So there we go. And there's all them connected up. We don't have automatic door openers, so we will have to have these either manually opened or let the guards do it. I'm going to put a guard patrol in there. Speaking of guard patrols, we've got a little bit of an issue here, because as you can see, we've got 13 patrolling, 2 stationed. A lot of guards just sort of standing around. No guards really standing around the place. So let's go up to 30 guards, which, considering we've got 68 prisoners, maximum capacity of 84, it's not too bad. It doesn't really show you up here exactly what shared capacity is. 68, because it doesn't show you, or it does show you parent capacity, which is 12. You can also see it on the intake here as well. You know, fill to 72, family cells not counted. Also, it doesn't count these cells here as well. So anyway, there is our workshop, which is not yet working, but it is there, so we can go to our programs and go down to our workshop safety induction and start that. Excellent. Excellent. Could probably start a couple more of them. Start loads of them. Look at that. It does cost 100 per session, so it's going to cost us a bit to do that. But the more we get them trained, the better. Kitchen safety and hygiene is still running. Foundation education program. Look at the amount of people that are actually doing that. It's quite good. Excellent. General education qualification, nobody's doing it, so we're going to stop it. Behavioural therapy, we've got 3 in the queue. Can't start anymore. Pharmacological treatment to drug addiction, we can start some more of that, because I think there is going to be more people that want to do it. Reschedule all the programs while it's night. Parole hearing is fine, we don't need to do anything with that. And the rest we're okay, so that's fine. What we'll do, we'll go over to our bureaucracy, and we want to do a taser rollout. It's $5,000, but because of how volatile the prison is becoming, I think it'll be best if we just do have some guards, or all of the guards, wandering around with tasers to put them down. And the tasers do not, as far as I can tell, hang on, extends the taser program so that your regular guards may also carry tasers. Must visit the armory, yes, that's fine. So they don't hand out suppression effect. It's only the armed guards. So you can see over the factors here, danger level is nothing, danger level is low, which is fantastic. Although, when I do a shakedown now, it's probably going to piss them off. Actually, no, we're not going to do a shakedown, because we did one last time. So, one prisoner say they're well treated well. 1 have serious complaints. 2 are shackled in their cells and are in solitary. That is that person. Lauren Moon. Because they've got forced lockdown, you see. They're not going to move there, because they're a snitch. It's protective custody, that thing. We have 2 armed guards in service, which is actually a... It says -1, but it doesn't actually do anything because they're sitting in the armory. No suppression effect, you might see. And our 13 prisoners are suppressed and compliant. I don't know why. I'm not sure why they're suppressed. We don't have any suppression effect really going on. I'm not sure. Anyway, not really worried too much about it. What I'm concerned with is our funds, which is not great, and I don't know why. It's the last couple of prisons are really the last several prisons that I've done. We've managed to get a really nice steady cash flow, but now it's pretty much in the minuses, and I don't know whether that's because I'm overdoing it. I've got a lot of programs running, pretty much all the programs that I can get, apart from Guard Taser certification, which we'll have to do anyway, which will cost us even more money. We are receiving more prisoners. It is a mixed prison, so you don't get much money at all for minimum security. I know that's one of the things that people have asked me to do is get more prisoners for the low risk and do a full low risk prison where essentially we just have a huge dorm of hundreds of low risk prisoners, because I've got an OD going on there. And I'm certainly not against that. I think that would be quite an interesting one, but we have done that before. We have an ex-law enforcement. So, hi. Welcome to the prison. Show rap sheet. This is Michaela Platter, and age 32, sentenced for 9 years for gross indecency. Yeah, ex-law enforcement. Gross indecency. Are they ex-law enforcement or just a stripper? I'm not entirely sure. Let's go to protective custody and we'll punish for lockdown permanent. It seems a bit harsh doing that, but remember, it is protective custody. It's for their own protection. We've seen what happens when they are not protected, because the bloodstains are only just getting cleaned up off the wall of that shower. So, yeah, there might be other ways of doing it, but I'm not sure what those would be. As you can see, we've got people in the workshop now getting trained, which is good. We've got a lot of people that really want to have this. Obviously, kitchen safety and hygiene. Could also start some more as well. There you go. And it actually looks like they're not going to be on that one. So 12 interested. So that should do us. We're only getting 1 trained there. Same for the workshop safety there. See, there's no one getting trained on this section here, as far as I can tell. Well, what we'll do is it'll say starting, and we'll just keep an eye out. So there's 1 prisoner working there. None in that one. We just need to pare this down a bit and make sure we're getting getting bang for our buck here. See, 23 interested, but none of them are attending because they might have jobs. This is something that actually someone mentioned a couple of episodes ago, and I forgot to get to, and they said that actually, what happens if you... I'm going to stop that workshop safety because it's not working. It is working, but nobody is working there. They said that things like the Reform Through Education initiative, how does it work? I mean, if we have, for example, several people... I'm trying to find the right tab here, prison lib. If we have, say, several people who are qualified for it and want to work there, or do whatever, not work there, sorry, if they want to train there, can you turn everybody off jobs and more people will go there? Well, technically, yes, because the way it works is if you've got a work time, then that's when you do all of your training, like classroom and things like that, and other such things. But it's also unsurprisingly, when you work. So work in the shop, work in the laundry, work in the cleaning cupboard, wherever you work if you've got a job. So for a lot of those prisoners that are working in here, say for example the kitchen, they might want to do the general education qualification, but they can't because they're working. As in, a bit like life, really, in that sense. You know, they might want to do that sort of thing, but they don't have the time. They have to work there. So actually changing it all so they don't have jobs. You still have to have work time, but you don't have to assign them to jobs. You might get more people training. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the right approach. If they're still working, that means there's money in the prison, then there's more stuff coming out the shop, things like that. That's one of the good guards. The good guards where you get a certain percentage based on the things you find is always a good one. Although no, it wouldn't work like that because you can buy things from the shop and that doesn't count as contraband and luxuries and stuff for the money that you get. Ah well. Anyway, so we're getting a bit of money, which is good, and 903 daily cash flow, and as you can see our bank balance is not overly healthy, but it's probably good enough for me to add some more stuff in the workshop. We're still trying to do education, what was it, Reform Through Education Initiative. We do need really to get this other cell block up and running. So what I'm going to do again, I'm going to sell, we could sell our prison, no. We're going to sell some more shares, which will give us a nice healthy bank balance. We're almost gone down to 50% of our overall shares, which is not great, but whatever, it doesn't really matter that much, because it only really matters if you are going to sell the prison to then start another area. So if I sell this prison, as you can see, I will get it's actually worth nearly $500,000 now. It's 420,000, but because I only own 60% of the prison, I only get 252. But then it's 252 to start a new prison, which is obviously quite nice. But you know, we don't do that, or we won't be doing that, I guess. Right, we've got everything over here that's done. You know what? With that money that I've just got, it probably would be a good idea to just finish off this workshop. Power requirement is high, but our supply is also good as well. So, there, and there. That should technically be it done. Because when you place these, they put one power block to the left. So that should be it all connected up. Right, so, oh, good grief, bit of lag there. We will lock open this door, lock open, and we will crack on with this area. Now, because this is a mirror of the one at the bottom, I cannot clone it. Because as far as I'm aware, the clone tool doesn't have a mirror flip option. And I'm not surprised actually, but I'm surprised there's not a mod for it. Actually, there probably is. I just haven't checked. But you know, it doesn't matter when you only have to do this once. I know people sometimes, well, pretty much simultaneously love and hate the fact that I do very often symmetrical prisons. But I don't know. It just seems to work. It's not that I have to have it symmetrical, far from it. In fact, it's annoying it sometimes, a lot of the time, because it stifles creativity. You're sort of forcing yourself artificially into making something in a certain way because it needs to be X, Y, and Z size and all of that sort of thing. Did I just miss this wall out? I think I probably did. I did. So yeah, it is slightly, well, quite annoying in that sense, because you have to make sure, you know, I'm pretty much just copying from the bottom, but you know, it's also good because we can build quickly. What's our playtime on this? 5 hours. Wow, 5 hours and we haven't got much. Well, I say I haven't got much done. It's a fairly big prison that seems to function quite well. So it's we have got a fair bit done, but I'm saying that it's like a lot of build time for just the one prison. We haven't been blasting through this, actually. I know that's something I really wanted to avoid, because the last couple of prisons we did absolutely fly through, which is fine, but I wanted to slow the pace a little bit. It allows me to get more feedback and whatnot. So, made a conscious effort to do that, which is why it's taking a little while. But I think the prison is better for it. I'm just trying to figure out exactly where we put all the toilets in this thing. And the beds as well. Pretty much like that, aren't they? Are they like that on the other side as well? On these more... No, the more expensive ones. Expensive. The more... not professional. More luxurious cells have the beds like that. Right, where's the toilets in here? Toilet is just one off the door. Okay, there we go. And while I'm in with I was putting drains in. I should really put these in like so. I think they're in the corner. I'm going to put them like that because I think it's correct. And then what I'll do, I will standard jail door this entire area, and it means that these are now legitimate cells, which means we can get prisoners in, and again get more money for it, which is always good. Oh, there we go. And while we're here, we should probably run some sort of electrical cable all the way up to there. Hang on. Yes, there. Large water pipe, same deal. While we're here, we'll run a water pipe along to the end. Still surprised you don't need more large water pipes. They've never bothered with it. Never bothered with the whole, or you need more than one. Which is interesting. So we're gonna get more prisoners, as you can see. Go over to our total prisoners here. 25 high risk, 23 normal, and then some low risk as well. Going to pause it just so we can go over to intake and just turn off max sec. We've got too many max sec, and the reason for that is not because we're receiving more maximum security, which to be fair we did receive some amount of them, but it's not because we are forcing ourselves to receive more of them. It's because of the way the system works in... Hang on, have we just got another ding-a-ling noise done? Yes, we have. We've got 2 grants done there, have we? I don't know. Yeah, it's because of the prisoners are leaving. It's because the prisoners are leaving. Let's have a quick look. Grading. 20 prisoners have been released. 19% reoffending rate. It's gone down with 3%. Excellent. That's good. Today's beverage is coffee. Black, no sugar. Right. So why is it just? Oh, I thought that was just a pile of pipes on the road, but it's not. There's actually someone carrying it. Apparently, the Incredible Hulk, because you can just see one hand, and a huge box of metal piping like that would probably be quite heavy. Yeah, so we got prisoners leaving because they either finished their sentence or they got paroled or they got stabbed. But either way, they left. They're no longer in the facility, so they no longer count, which is why it shows more prisoners for high risk rather than anything else. Right. So if we go to programs, grants, we can see that we've got a couple of things we can get. We've got tool cleanup, and we've got a carpentry apprenticeship program. Now, I don't plan on doing that. Cell block D is raise our prisoner capacity to 200. I don't think we'll ever do that, but we might as well get it. So we did get 2 grants done. The first one was cell block B. Was it B? No, cell block C, which is increase your capacity to 100, which as you can see is now 101. And then we also got one completed, which was produce 10 license plates, which is what we've got over here. Now I'm assuming that the license plates that you make, you'll probably get. And let me just go to programs here. Just doing a guard taser certification. I'm assuming that, perhaps wrongly, that when you're doing training, you produce license plates. Actually, I'm not too sure about that now. I don't think you do. No, I don't think you do. I think I just made that up. Trying to think now. No, I don't think you do produce license plates when you're training. I don't think you do. Really don't think you do. Anyway. I'm trying to think, well, we've produced 10 license plates, but they've only been training for at least a day or so. So I don't know how that will work out. Whatever, I don't care. We've got the grant. It's done. People are probably done. Let's have a... we could probably find out. We'll go to workshop safety induction. 19 interested, 5 finished, or 5 passed 100%. So yes, maybe that was the case. Maybe they have actually completed it. Maybe they've done that. Yeah. and then worked. It's probably the way it's gone. We're going to do a full shakedown because we do have a tool cleanup, which is remove the supply of stolen weapons, remove the supply of stolen tools. We've already done the tools part of it, but if we do this, we get 20 grand, which is fantastic. It's a nice big chunk of change, isn't it? So, the cells, we do need to add some more in them. So, the more upmarket cells, the uprated cells, the first one has a bookshelf, and the second one has a bookshelf, radio, and seat. So let's just sort that out. So the first one has a bookshelf, so we'll put bookshelves in both of them because we know they have that. Then we'll have a chair in the second one, which goes, oh, it goes there towards the bed. Hang on, we'll just check here. It is at the bedside, yes, and then opposite we have a radio. Okay, so it's just this more expensive one. So off the bedside, at the bedside, and then a radio, which will go there, and then there. Job done. Right, so these ones, I think it's a similar thing. We have a bookshelf in between the entire area. If this is slightly different from the bottom, I don't particularly care. I mean, if it's a bit different, then that's just how it is. One thing we haven't got, however, is radiators. Let's put them in. Now, I believe the radiators are like that. But what we'll do is we'll pause it, and again, we'll check down the bottom, which is actually correct. Fantastic. Excellent. They also have a radio right next to them. These cells here, pretty much on the door. And these do as well, and I'm guessing it's right on the door because it would be following convention. No, it's not. It is a radiator. Okay, interesting. I didn't realise there was a radiator there. But it doesn't matter. At least I've spotted it, so we can put that in. Right, we're going to go over to our demolish walls and just demolish all these walls back here because, as you can see, we've got a boiler planned, but because I haven't deleted the wall around it, we can't do it. So there we go. That's going to be annoying to get to because you have to essentially go all the way around here. So maybe it would be best if I put in a solitary door about... Actually, we'll put a large jail door in here. And then it means they can go around there. There's, oh my good grief, a lot of money going out, and that's because, as you can see, equipment taser, there's been a lot of guards past that. And we're going to keep running that until we're pretty much done. We've got 30 guards, which is probably about right, but I'm going to get some up to 40, which is overdoing it, I know, but it probably means once they're trained and got the taser stuff, I then A, don't have to worry about that training anymore, and B, that's probably enough for the rest of the prison, so... prison before expansion, you understand. Right, okay, so we want to run some water piping, so we will get this sorted like so, and then some hot water. We will have to run pretty much down like that. It's actually slightly different from the other side, but I don't care, as long as it connects up, to be honest with you. This one is going to be the same, straight across, like so. I know this annoys people because there's like a big chunk all the way around here, but it's okay. It works. It doesn't really need to be that sloppy. I'm still... The thing is, I know I'm semi-competent at this game, but there's still big gaps in my education with it. And I think that's not just down to me either forgetting things or not seeing things, but also a lack of, like, the game's education. Like, it doesn't tell you certain things. It never really has done. Like, back in the day, you had to go on wikis, you had to watch other people's videos, you had to do all of that sort of thing. But, you know, now that it's sort of completed, you know... Oh, good grief, the chief's having a call. One of the spiritual leaders we bring to our religious programs has been riling up the inmates with all kinds of hateful speech. They've been fired, but the prisoner will take some time to cool down. Oh, that's not good. So that's going to probably increase the danger level. Right, well, in that case, let me just go over to our deployment, and then to... That seems to be a new one, at least I've never seen that. We're going to cancel this, and then we will have some armed guards wandering around in the yard. So there'll hopefully be a big suppression effect as people see them and go past them. Because they'll have to go past them to get into the canteen. Don't like that. Anyway, we'll just do this radiator, because I haven't actually plumbed it in. There we are. Yeah, as I was saying, the there's big holes in the game where it just doesn't really tell you certain things, like, do pipes increase your escape? I don't know. Why is that person unconscious? Laura St. Drude's. They don't have any reputation, so why have they been attacked? Oh, is it just because they're riled up? It could be that. It could be that. Let me just have a quick look. Oh, we got some planning luck. Look, stuff has been arranged to be flung in. Just checking around. I just want to see if there's anyone with some traits. Ex-law enforcement. Looks like the other person here that we had is left, which is an interesting one. They'll have been either paroled or have just finished their sentence. Go over to gangs. Still 3 gang members for red and 1 for green. No leaders, so I'm not too worried. Yeah, so I don't know whether the pipes actually like allow you to dig faster in them. That was always the plan, as far as I definitely remember them mentioning that in one of the videos. It's just I don't think it was ever. I don't know whether it was ever implemented or not. I really can't remember. Anyway, let's just finish these things off. So we do need to go to common room. We do need to have showers. Obviously, designating all these as showers in common rooms and things like that. So television will go there, I believe it was. Yes, and then we'll have 3 sets of chairs over here. Like so, and then there's that common room. There's that done. So it's just the cells at the back that need doing. So they don't have a bench in this one, but they're doing this. So down from here, they have a desk and a chair, I believe. Yes, but if we're being really picky, we'll have that there. And then we want the bed, which we've got, chair next to it, and a television right in front of them. Like that. I don't even know if they can use that, to be honest with you. And then we will have windows like so. Which I didn't check. Did I increase over? Yes, I did put over here. That's fine. Oh, hang on. Pause it a second. Large window. They look onto the boiler. Nice and warm. They probably wouldn't need that, actually. If the boiler's there and the open window there, it'd be nice and warm. Although in the summer, it would be absolutely intolerable. Right, so we do need to go to deployments, guard patrols, and we'll set up a guard patrol in here. Oh, good grief, we've had a death already. What the hell is that all about? So, Snitch, deadly ex-law enforcement. Didn't spot him. Okay, and another one. Snitch. I completely missed these. Right. I genuinely do not know whether I A, missed them, B, they've come in after I did the little quick check to see if there was any snitches, or C, they had unknown traits. I don't know. I really do not know. Either way, we need a better way of determining who's who in this prison, and it's not really working out. We've got phone taps on the go, but as people have mentioned, actually, I've tapped all of the things apart from these ones in the cells. But to be honest with you, I think what I'm probably going to do is have probably another phone tap next to them, like so, and then just opposite, we do need a door control system, like so. We're not going to connect it up just yet, but we will need to connect up at some point. Speaking of connections, how was our power for that one? The power's okay. Right, so let's just go over to logistics and room quality. 107530. 107,530. That's fine. So it looks like this is about right. Looks like the common room's sorted. All the plumbing's in. Go to temperature. Temperature is good. Yeah, that seems to function okay. Right, so actually got a little bit more done than I thought we would. We've got this entire workshop sorted. We've got a couple of things added in just random places, and this all completed up the top. Next episode, then, what I want to do is probably either copy this over to this side and get 2 extra cells, and then go for the family cells, which, as you can see, we do have some people in here, but we don't really have a huge capacity. I haven't done a full shakedown. And also go for this side as well, which will give us another another workshop, which should be important. What I'm going to do is go to utilities and actually connect that up. We do need to do the connections for that phone tap as well. So I don't know where you want to go from here. Or do you want to get the other 2 cells done? Which, bear in mind, it'll be a sort of 10-15 minute job of just cloning it over. Or would you like to go for the common room and family cells? Bear in mind, however, that we don't really need the more family cells. I know that people did mention this early on, and I did specifically state, yes, I'm aware that we don't need all of the family cells, but the problem with the game is that if you do receive prisoners from family members and you don't have a way to store them, then it becomes a huge issue. So, best to overdo it. And remember, if we do expand, we just don't need to add any more family cells. We just put more dorms and other things like that in. But we'll see how it goes. As always, let me know, and we will go from there. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.